sign says, brought to you by American Free Enterprise, as if the system that the Chamber advocates for, defends, deepens, and tries to bring about is just a working marketplace. The Chamber has zero interest in free enterprise, no interest in free enterprise whatsoever. What they want is fixed enterprise. They want a fixed system, and everything the Chamber does is about fixing the system on behalf of large multinational corporations wherever they operate. In the United States, they're funneling some foreign money into our elections probably, but much more fundamental is that they are the front group for big business to buy our elections. They help bring about the Citizens United decision that held the corporations have a constitutional right to buy our elections, and then they took advantage of it, and they fronted at least $75 million into the last election, and probably a lot more. But it's not just the United States that they're interested in fixing the system. They want to fix the system around the world. This is the report for Foreign Corrupt Practices Act reform, restoring balance. They want to restore balance to the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. That means there should be, some space for cheating, some space for bribery. Don't go too hard on the bribers. And they have very reasonable things that they want to do. They want to add a compliance defense. Like, if we are a big corporation and we have structures in place to prohibit bribery, but we bribe anyway, then it shouldn't count. Or we shouldn't be liable for companies that we buy. So if you're a company that goes around the world and bribes everybody, you get caught, you can just sort of sell yourself to some other purchaser and then no liability anymore. Or there should be a willfulness requirement for corporate criminal liability, which is the idea that you should have to prove that the corporation had a knowledge on its own and had an intent on its own to do bribery. It's not enough that the person in the corporation who was acting on behalf of the corporation knew what they were doing and intended to bribe, not for their own personal interest, but for the interest of the corporation. The corporation should have to be shown to have its own mentality to do bribery. Now, the Chamber of Commerce has done a lot to instruct us all about how corporations really are people, but it's a tough thing to show that the corporation, this imaginary entity, had a state of mind. But that's what the threshold they like to establish for the anti-bribery law is in the United States. So, U.S. corporations have a long history of undermining rules around the world, polluting around the world, undermining worker rights around the world. One of the best things that our government has ever done to control the activities of corporations overseas is to say, at the very least, you can't bribe them. And that's what the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act is. Chamber of Commerce position is, well, we should be able to bribe them sometimes. Can't have that, can't have that. Chamber of Commerce, please take down your sign. Take down the job sign too, that's a topic for another rally. But for today, take down your American Free Enterprise sign and please replace it with American Fixed Enterprise. That's what they support at the Chamber of Commerce.